Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to be time traveling. I'm going to time travel back in time to 1926. Now, some of you may be wondering, Gabe, time traveling isn't possible. Well, today, I'm going to show you otherwise. You see, the Los Angeles Public Library, during its construction, the original construction, they installed a time capsule. Now, today is January 29th, 2026. 100 years later, 100 years later, after the construction of the Los Angeles Public Library, they're finally going to unearth the original time capsule from 1926. And I'm going to document the experience. So it seems like the library just opened. I'm gonna go ahead and head inside and check out this event. Let's check it out, guys. So I'm in line for the event, and I met Neil over here. Neil gave me a very interesting lead about a museum of street art, so I'm gonna go check that out another time, but there's already a line building up, and we're first in line, guys. Check that out. So excited. And they gave me this limited edition library card celebrating celebrating a century of the light of learning. Super sick. So the line's getting pretty long. About 5 minutes till opening.
I love it. I've seen all my own.
I don't have media credentials, so I have to wait in line.
Yes.
But all of the journalists are here. That guy's running the event. His name is Todd.
So what I'm going to have you do is just go straight into the auditorium, and you're going to go all the way down to the end of the hall. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, all friends of all ages, we're going to be letting everybody in. We're going to be doing it a little at a time until the auditorium is full. We ask that you just go all the way down the hall and go ahead and grab your seat. It is open seating, so anywhere is fine, but we do ask that if you can, slide all the way down to the aisle to make it easier for more people to get in. That's being a good citizen, and we appreciate it. Okay, right after you. 1, 2,
Thank you.
3.
Oh, very well. Yeah. Wow. Hello, hello. Oh, wow. What? This is crazy.
Here, getting on this.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is so sick. made it inside. I got front row seating, and the stage is right here. Very beautiful design. Just came out. Wow.
He was a Los Angeles president.
Yeah, I got that one too. Yeah, I went to his. They had that funeral ceremony for him at the Greek. Yeah, we went to that.
P22. Here you go, Monica. Do you want to say hello to my video?
I'll say hello. I don't know what else I would say.
Just hello. I met this lady. Her name is Monica. She comes from Santa Monica.
I'm one of many, many people who are proud of our Central Library.
I love that. That was perfect. I'm going to include that in my video. Thank you.
Wow, we were worried nobody was going to want to come to our birthday party. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Central Library Centennial Celebration Kickoff. We are the co-chairs of the Central 100 Planning Committee, and we, along with dedicated staff throughout the library system, have been hard at work planning this year-long celebration of events and activities honoring our beloved Central Library. This morning, we are pleased to present a slate of speakers for whom Central is near and dear to their hearts, and who will talk to you about this year's offerings and the significance of Central as the light of learning for the residents of our city.
We are honored to welcome our first speaker. John F. Sabo is the 20th City Librarian of Los Angeles and Chief Executive of the Los Angeles Public Library System. Welcome, John Sabo.
Well, good morning, everyone, and a very special and warm welcome to this amazing building, Central Library. It is indeed my pleasure to extend that welcome to all of you, and a joy to be city librarian. I have the best job in Los Angeles. And this, of course, is the kickoff for Central 100, a year-long celebration of the 100th birthday of the Richard J. Riordan Central Library. I want to begin by just saying how special it is to be in this room with all of you. I feel like I want to spend 15 minutes with every single person in this room and talk to you. This is a family of people who for years have loved this building. The people in this room have written books about the Central Library, have given money, supported Central Library, have worked here, have been stewards, served as commissioners, currently serve as commissioners, and so many of you have fought to preserve this building, to lift it up, to celebrate it, and to support the work that we do here. And so it feels very much like being with family. And since I became city librarian in not that long ago, it's been 13 years, since 2012, I have been in love with this building. I have each day sought to learn more and more, and I still learn new stories all the time about this magnificent building and its history. And it has been so wonderful in the weeks and months leading up to this celebration to learn even more. And I know this year will be filled with the sharing of stories and learning even more about this building and celebrating it with people here in Los Angeles and people everywhere. So
again, on behalf of Mayor Karen Bass, who sends her heartfelt greetings, thank you for your support for the library, and thank you to everyone who makes this such a special institution. And I get to do this. I get to present certificates all over the place. Come on up. So a centennial certificate from the mayor's office, celebrating the building and the remarkable achievements of the Los Angeles Public Library.
On May 3rd, 1925, the Central Library cornerstone was laid on 5th Street. Including in the cornerstone was a time capsule thoughtfully filled with objects to reflect the library and the city of that time. It was a small ceremony, mainly because Library Board President Ora Monette was too ill to attend. Because it was held on a Sunday, the board and the library had to obtain special dispensation for a tinsmith to work that day to seal the copper box that held the contents.
Time capsules are often designed to be unearthed when a building is demolished. However, since we expect Central Library to be around indefinitely, we decided that the centennial was the perfect time to retrieve ours. Once we decided to do that, there was really only one person in this building who was suited to take on that monumental task. Todd LaRue, Director of Special Projects for the Library Foundation, was both optimistic and relentless in his pursuit of the library's time capsule. I was ready to give up more than once, and he never say die. So now we're going to run a video, and Todd is going to tell you all about the time capsule himself. Roll the video, please.
I've had a long-standing interest in time capsules. I love LA history, especially unique history and things that involve building and technical challenges such as this. So it's been a lot of fun trying to navigate the different aspects of this project to get it to really happen. It took us just about a year to figure out logistically how we were going to extract the time capsule. We knew from just a couple photographs from May 3rd of 1925 when the Board of Library Commissioners formally dedicated the building by placing the time capsule in the cornerstone, and really not much more information than that to go by. I mean, the biggest challenge was the fact that they never put out instructions or gave a plan for how we were supposed to get it out. There was no access hatch or door or clear method really for retrieving this at all. We couldn't proceed without first being able to verify that it was still where we thought it was. So we could drill some small holes into the grout line between the cornerstone and the other limestone blocks on the building facade. We were able to drill these holes and run in a little borescope camera, and almost immediately we were able to locate the box. Through that process, we were able to determine that it would make more sense from a historic preservation perspective to go in through the interior of the building, which happens to be the men's restroom. Wow. We were able to take out a couple historic marble wall panels that will be replaced after the work is done. We even had to cap off the plumbing that was obstructing our path to get at the actual time capsule. But here is what I really wanted to show off at this stage, because this is kind of really cool. So this material here, these are terracotta blocks that are used in a lot of parts of the building, but this section is unique because it's actually just bricking over this square entry. So on all four sides of this opening is structural reinforced concrete, the same way they would have framed out all the windows, but this is where they actually put the cornerstone. We busted through that, exposed the back side of the cornerstone itself, and then finally hammered away enough to actually pull the box out. It took about a week to access the box itself, and then additional time for repairing the walls. This was really meant to represent an institution at a moment in time. In the original Board of Library Commissioner meeting minutes, they submitted a list of the contents of the time capsule. So this is currently all that we have to go on in terms of what to expect. There's an immense sense of anticipation, but the journey of retrieving this, the box itself is an artifact, is an amazing thing, and whatever it contains will be valuable institutional history, if not something more indicative of life in Los Angeles. We had to treat it with a lot of care to make sure that we didn't damage the contents. This is a custom-made copper box that was soldered shut on all sides, so we ended up drilling a hole just big enough to get some manual shears in so it could be hand cut around the perimeter of the lid. The contents of the time capsule are remarkably well preserved, especially given the fact that they were sitting in the middle of our wall for a full 100 years. One of the things that was on the list was photographs of the previous locations of the Central Library, but what we didn't expect was that it would be compiled in this beautiful scrapbook, The Homes of the Los Angeles Public Library. It's just really nice to see the care and attention that was put into preserving this, starting with the Downey Block on Temple and Main, the Old City Hall in Los Angeles, the Homer Laughlin Building downtown, the Hamburger Building, another department store, and the Metropolitan Building, before you finally get this view of, it says present building, but it's actually a painting because it was still in construction at that time. This list of the employees of the Los Angeles Public Library is a really beautiful thing because, as simple as it is, it's presented with dignity and pride. It really shows that they valued the contributions of everybody on the staff to help make the institution what it was. Even on the first page here, you've got of course, the city librarian, Everett Perry, at the top, but right below that is clerical staff, including janitorial workers for Central Library, like a gentleman named Doc Cooksey. This is another really interesting document here, a statement from the architects of the Central Library. The statement really gets into some of the challenges that they face from an architectural and engineering perspective throughout the course of the building. And like the library itself, it lists all of the draftsmen and employees who actually worked on building and constructing this beautiful library. One of the most vague or kind of wild card items on our inventory list of what was in our capsule was all of the contents of the cornerstone of the normal school building that was on this site before the library was built. The normal school opened here in 1882 and later would become UCLA and move to Westwood. We sort of had a time capsule within our time capsule. One of the most unique pieces, certainly from the 1881 normal school capsule, is this, which refers to itself as a relic from the catafalque obsequious of President Garfield. And we have a little bit of helpful context from our 1925 librarians who've included a couple of typewritten notes on blank catalog cards. This one says, "The year 1881 was also the year of the assassination of President Garfield. The bit of black cloth and the dried moss are mementos from the funeral. The badge was one worn by the members of a local engine company in the memorial services." The population of Los Angeles in 1881 was only 11,183, so the city was a dramatically different place than it was already by the 1920s when our library was being built. Both time capsules contained objects that represented the city more at large, so both of them had a lot of newspapers. From the 1881 selection, I thought it was most interesting that we had a series of newspapers in languages other than English. We have La Crónica, the Spanish language newspaper, as well as newspapers from LA from that weekend in French and German. Just a kind of interesting demographic look at who was in Los Angeles at that time. The population was small, but it was already from the start extremely diverse. As we're now celebrating the centennial of this amazing Central Library building, it's pretty incredible to have this direct link to the leaders and supporters of this institution 100 years ago. Their dedication and hard work has made it possible for the institution to continue to thrive. It's in that spirit that we're really excited and energized to continue the work of making sure that the library remains relevant and a critical resource for Angelenos for another 100 years to come.
Well, I hope you all will join me in giving a round of applause and thanks to our social media and photography team who put together that incredible video. I have to say, I never thought that our first floor men's restroom would receive such prominent attention on screen here in the Tabor Auditorium. To such great cinematic acclaim here, but yet it did, and you know, that was the way we had to get to the time capsule. And so with that, I would like to welcome to the stage the time capsule box itself and our very own Todd LaRue. it took such significant time, effort, and meticulous work by so many people. If you had any idea how many conversations I had about the men's restroom, the front of it, how we would get to it, always keeping the building and historic preservation, of course, in mind. Maintain, and of course, we always wanted to maintain the historic fabric of this incredible landmark building. I want to thank the many, many library staff members, colleagues in other city departments like planning, the Historic Preservation Office of Department of Planning, specialized contractors that helped us with the boring and that little camera that went in to verify that indeed it wasn't empty and that we actually did have a time capsule in there. We all took a deep gasp when we saw that. And so many people who brought their expertise to bear on bringing to light this just incredible gift from the past. And of course, I want to thank our Library Foundation of Los Angeles and their team for resources that helped us discover this and make that happen. And certainly, again, thank Todd LaRue, who Christina did a wonderful job of introducing the video, and him, but he has been relentless and oh so passionate about this, as he has been with every exhibit and project he's taken on. So many thanks to Todd. Yay, Todd. One of my predecessors, City Librarian Everett Perry, who you heard about just a short time ago, and a small group of officials placed this time capsule within the cornerstone of the unfinished Central Library building on May 3rd, 1925. And while none of them could imagine what the city of Los Angeles would be like in 100 years, they had faith that the architectural icon had a long future ahead of it. What did they want to tell us with the contents they chose to entomb that long ago spring day? First, it's important to note that Central Library's time capsule contained that second time capsule, and we knew that that time capsule from the normal school was there. Of course, we did not know what its contents were. Of course, that school occupied the property that we now are on today that became Central Library. A branch of the California State Normal School, the institution here on this ground, trained teachers for positions in Southern California. And like Central Library, the Normal School's 1881 time capsule had been placed behind a cornerstone a year before that building opened. Building opened in 1882, and of course the cornerstone and the time capsule was placed in 1881. And among the more standard artifacts that you would expect, and there was a lot packed into that smaller time capsule, and you'll see that box just outside as well. But there was the memento from the funeral of President Garfield, who had just been assassinated 3 months earlier. There was a comp ticket for the 1881 District Agricultural Fair here in LA, coins from around the world. There was also an envelope of coins as well from 1926 in our 1926 time capsule. And also in the 1881 smaller time capsule, strangely, in addition to many newspapers from Los Angeles, there was a copy of the Oshkosh Northwestern. And we're still putting together why a newspaper from Oshkosh, Wisconsin made its way into the 1881 time capsule. But that was, I had a very puzzled look on my face when I pulled that out. The Normal School vacated the property in 1914 to move to a new campus, and years later merged with the University of California to become UCLA. And they did not, fortunately, take their time capsule with them. So Central Library and the people and leaders of Central Library opened that time capsule and put the contents back in and then soldered it shut again, and then chose to thoughtfully place it inside of the new time capsule. For their part, with the Central Library time capsule, officials also included numerous city booklets, pamphlets, and newspapers, which provided a snapshot of a burgeoning city. And you saw in the film, but there was that carefully made scrapbook that held photos of the library's homes prior to the construction of its own building. And they also included several pictures of Everett Perry, library commissioners, and others. And just as now, staff were one of the library's incredible and most important assets, and it was made clear by that wonderful bound book that Todd held up in the film, titled "Los Angeles Public Library Employees, May 3rd, 1925." And I think one of the special things about the time capsule is that there are these original items that contain in it historical information that we simply don't currently have. So it is adding to our understanding of and history of the institution of the Los Angeles Public Library, but also the Central Library building. There is even, from this time capsule, a 1924 major traffic street plan for Los Angeles. Yes, maybe we could use that today. So I don't think rush hour was anything new even back then. And there were several annual reports from various city departments, and they may not seem very exciting, but they help sort of tell a story of the leaders of the library and how they wanted to capture that moment and convey it to people in the future of the library as being part of a larger entity in the city. And we had reports in there like the Board of Public Utilities, City of Los Angeles 15th Annual Report, 1923 to 1924. So I'll have to call out my friends over at Public Works to see if they have copies of that. But we will be creating our very own time capsule at the end of this centennial year, and over the coming months we'll be discussing what to include to represent our time and our world, and how to do what the folks did back in 1925 as they put that time capsule together. You can see the contents of the 1925 time capsule on display today in the lobby adjacent to the courtyard where the reception will take place. And we have everything that was in this time capsule on exhibit, so do take time and enjoy it. And we'll also be bringing this time capsule box to the lobby as well, so that you can look at that as well. Thank you again for joining us today, and let me turn the program back over to one of our Centennial 100 co-chairs, Christina Rice.
That's crazy.
So, and as John just mentioned, you will be able to view the contents in the lobby, and give us a couple of weeks, and we are going to be putting up a display on upper level 3 outside our literature and fiction department, so you can go visit the time capsule all year long if you like. So this is your reminder to get July 11th on your calendar for our Central Library Centennial Festival. And then the first 2 weekends in December is when we will be staging the library show, our melodrama, that is going to be produced by our very own John Frank, Senior Librarian of the Venice Branch. Woo!
So now we invite you to join us in the courtyards for refreshments and cake catered by Summit Events, and to view the time capsule contents right outside the paper lobby.
Just a reminder, all of the gallery spaces that Cran talked about are open. Our exceptional docents will be leading guided tours at 12:30, so that's coming up. They will be meeting people in front of the library store. Thank you so much for joining us, including those who have been watching online, and happy birthday, Central Library. Feliz cumpleaños.
That was pretty sick. I'm gonna go talk to the librarian.
I set them up and they take them.
Look at you.
So much I appreciate.
Yo, can you get a video of me? With these guys? You just need to point.
Which button? For
It's recording.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's good.
Okay.
Can I get a picture with you guys?
Let me get. Yeah. Okay. I'll get.
Thank you.
I'll get one after.
Yeah,
yours
after you.
Okay.
I want credit for it.
That was sick.
I want thanks for doing this.
Thank you, sir. So I saw the presentation that they had, and now they're hosting an event outside. They're hosting an event outside. They're catering, and they have food. And they have the time capsule on display. Let's go look at it. So this is the main time capsule box. That's crazy. And then this is the box inside of it. That's so sick. Sorry guys. This is the wall that they broke through. It's the terracotta brick that they were talking about. That's so cool. Oh, this is Todd.
Point in the 19th century before it really exploded, and to have that alongside the 1925 capsule, which is amongst, in the midst of another massive population boom, and really seeing the city evolve and how it wanted to present itself to people.
Whoa, that's so sick. So we have major traffic street plan, Los Angeles. This seems to be a copy of the street plan they were talking about. Some booklets. Annual message. So that seemed to be some annual documents. Over here, we have some images. Let's take a look. Some more annual reports. Let's see what this is. Here's the employee book that they were talking about. Oh, some lady just told me that they're about to cut the cake and I need to hurry over. So let's go take a look. Can I squeeze in front of you? Oh look, and it's shaped like the library.
All right, everyone, we're about to cut the beautiful, this cake is beautiful if you've not seen it. So you might want to come over, but we're about to cut the cake.
That's so
Thank you all so much for being here. Commissioner Besser suggested cutting the time capsule out first. All right, everyone, ready? Cameras up.
That's so sick.
Wow.
That's so cool.
How about that?
dig through it to get to the time capsule.
I knew you were looking for it. I told her.
Thank you. Look at the details on that. Bye, cake. So we watched the presentation. We got to look at the time capsules themselves. The contents, saw the cake getting cut. A lot of good stuff today. Now it's time to get some food. The lady's bringing the cake out. Oh, can I have some? Whoa!
I'm supposed to make it to the cake table, but I think I hear a lot of people calling me.
Thank you so much. I got a piece of the cake. Alright guys, let's taste this cake. I wonder what piece I'm eating. That's good. I am the best cake eater in the world. Wow. I'm definitely enjoying myself. How did I feel it? They're handing out all kinds of different snacks. I'll take. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you where the time capsule was dug out from the men's restroom. Let's see if it's open. Okay. Where is it? Dug the capsule out from right here. You can see where they redid the wall. And then right here are like the saw marks. The what marks? They like sawed this off and then they tore this piece of the wall out. Oh wow. And the time capsule is right here. Oh. Because they didn't want to like destroy the front of the building, so they went behind it, you know? Yeah. But they took this out and then they like fucked up the wall and then they took the capsule out right here.
I wonder what the capsule was.
It's on display right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have the capsule over there.
That's cool.
It's open.
I'll take it out.
Yeah, it's 100 years old.
That's what they say?
Yeah, that's the facts. Not what they say. That's the facts. It's 100 years old.
You can never be too sure.
I guess this is the front. The capsule was like right here. Oh, here it says history, letters, philosophy, date, statecraft, the arts, and science.
have like a little event here.